We are back. Welcome back, everyone, to the Monday Night Spurs Show live on YouTube, 9 p.m. every Monday. Tonight, we've got Gaz once again from Tottenham Mail. Gaz, another win. How are you feeling, mate?
Yeah, feel good. Yeah, it's good. Nice. It's nice to be doing these after a win, that's for sure.
I say it's nice to get back to winning ways, but it's
Yeah.
getting cold now over the lane, isn't it? That's one problem.
Yeah, it was enough cold yesterday over there.
So let's get straight into it then. There's quite a lot to cover, being as last week Burnley was postponed. So we've got quite a lot to cover in this hour. So tonight we're going to cover Tottenham Hotspur 3, Norwich 0. We're going to look ahead to Rennes on Thursday night, along with Brighton on Sunday. We're going to look at the FA Cup draw as well. The FA Cup draw was announced earlier. We're also going to talk about Lloris. Should we give Lloris a new deal? And we've been linked with another Dembele. So we'll talk about that later on in the show as well. So let's get straight into the game yesterday. The lineup was Lloris in goal, Tanganga as a right wing back, Sanchez, Dyer, Davis, and Reggie on the left, Skip, Højbjerg, Lucas, Son, and Kane. That was the lineup. Gaz, what did you think of the lineup? Notably, Tanganga at right back over Doherty.
Yeah, obviously, I didn't know until later on that obviously Emerson Royal was taken ill. So I think that change made a bit more sense. But yeah, I think the team now is just picking itself. Obviously, one or two places still up for grabs, I feel. But I think the lineup I was pretty confident with. I think it's looking like Conte's strongest starting 11. Like I said, just bar a couple changes there. But yeah, the game itself was pretty good all round. I think with the match yesterday, I still it wasn't. Even though the result was good, I think things still aren't as plain sailing as we'd hope them to be. But I mean, obviously, we get the result, get the 3 points, and that's all important right now.
Yeah, I've wrote this down on my notes that was 3-0 flattering, and I do think 3-0 was quite flattering in the end for Spurs. I know we'll go through the game bit by bit, but I know the first thing that comes to mind was that early Timu Pukki chance. Did you see that? I mean, it could have been a different game, and the whole atmosphere in the ground could have got really toxic. So, thankfully, Hugo saved us there. Other notable selections in the lineup. Davinson, Sanchez. What have you made of Davinson Sanchez being the man to start over Rodon and even Tanganga at centre back?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's clearly someone that Conte rates because. I mean, I didn't watch the Europa League match against Moura as much. I saw the last 15, 20 minutes of it. But from what I saw on social media, Sanchez was really poor in that match. So people was like, he needs to be sold, it's just not good enough. But I mean, yesterday he pops up with a goal and back-to-back clean sheets now as well. So I think some of these players just need a bit of time just to get better. I think they're going to make mistakes along the way, but that should be written off straight away. If they can learn from their mistakes and get better, then I mean, by all means, pick them every week if they're playing well. But at the minute, it's a case of like, if it's not broken, it don't need fixing.
Yeah, I think it's a strange one with Sanchez and maybe the whole squad, because it feels like some players he gives one chance to, like Ndombele and Dele. He's given one chance, and that is it. Now I don't think they're going to come back into selection very soon. But Sanchez, he messed up against Moura, and then he was selected for the Burnley game, which was quite surprising. I was quite surprised to see him in the lineup. And then again he started yesterday, but he didn't play too bad. I was more concerned about Tanganga, right wing back. I felt he's a bit all over the place, didn't offer much going forward. Another thing to mention was Reguilon picked up a little injury in the 20th minute. Was you worried about Reguilon? Do you feel he's really important to Conte's system?
Yeah, I think so. I think he's probably one of the better performers in the team. Under Conte at the minute. I think he's giving it his all in, and obviously Ollie Skip as well. But I think when it comes to Reguilon, I think he's as far as left wing backs go, I think he's really shining at the minute. Obviously, he scored his first goal under Conte as well. He never done it under Mourinho, nor under Mason, and nor under Nuno. So you don't know. I think the fullbacks now at Spurs could be goal scorers, could be regular goal scorers. I mean, we mentioned it many times in these podcasts, with Chelsea, say, when Conte was there. So it could be the same story with Reguilon. He did say on his Insta page, "Don't sell me in the fantasy team. I'll be back soon."
Oh.
So I'm guessing it should be available for Brighton next week. Then next Sunday. What do you think? It should be. I reckon.
I hope so. Yeah. The only problem we've got is with Sessegnon suspended on Thursday against Rennes. So I'm not sure if they're going to rush Reguilon back or maybe they took him off as a precaution. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I said that actually. I said that if anything, that should be. I reckon that would be a precautionary measure because he didn't go down the tunnel. I noticed he went straight to the bench.
Okay, so maybe it was just a bit of tightness or something.
Yeah. So from what I saw from where I was sitting, he didn't go down the tunnel. He went straight to the bench. So I'm guessing that was a precautionary measure.
Yeah, that's quite a big statement because usually any kind of knock, they always go to the treatment table, don't they? But if they went to the bench, maybe it was the cold weather. He needed a bit of ice on his fire or something, So maybe maybe just warm up properly. Let's talk about the goals then. So Lucas Moura screamer. I mean, I've not seen many Lucas Moura goals in my lifetime, but that was right up there. What did you make of Lucas Moura's goal?
Yeah, it's a great goal, great finish. It's nice to see Lucas scoring again. I feel like he hasn't scored for ages, but yeah, to rally one in like that is superb. Really good, great finish. From where I was sitting, I was literally right at the other end of that, and even from where I was sitting, and he just unleashed it, and I could just see it going in the top corner there. And but yeah, it's just such a great finish. I could watch it over and over again. And if you can shoot more often from outside the box and get it on target. And yeah, we'll have score some great goals, hopefully with Lucas. But yeah, hopefully now he started chipping in with some goals because I just feel like we haven't seen him score often lately.
No, it's always been about Kane and Son for years now.
Yeah, yeah.
And Lucas does play a lot of games. I wouldn't want to guess how many games he played for us. I'd say over 100, wouldn't you?
In all competitions, yeah, easily 100 for sure. But in the Premier League. Yeah, it could even be close to 100 in the Premier League even. But yeah, I'd say definitely over 100 in all competitions anyway.
I feel like Lucas is one of the players that has impressed me with under Conte because he always is trying to take on a man. And that's something that not a lot of players, not only capable, but a lot of them don't even try to take on a man.
Yeah.
But I see a lot of intention from Lucas. He does look like he cares. When we win and when we lose, he does look like someone that is bothered by it.
Yeah, I'd say so. Definitely say that. I mean, he's always tweeting coys on his social media pages. So yeah, I'll say he definitely does care. But yeah, even on the pitch, he gives it 110%. I just think, there were times he was a little bit off form. There'd be times he couldn't dribble past the player. He'd fall over his own ball and. But yeah, I just think with Conte now, maybe he's starting to get a tune out of some of these players.
Yeah, no, absolutely. What have you made of I better ask you first. What have you made of these corner routines? Have you noticed these corners?
Yeah,
one bounce and two bounce. What have you made of it?
Well, I wasn't referring to that really, but yeah, the bounce. I don't know what to make of the bounce thing, but basically the corner routine is that I noticed we're playing them a bit more short now. I think when we play them short, we seem to do a bit more damage with them. The last couple of goals we have scored, I think they've come from short corners, pass back and then just whip it in. I think maybe we just want a little bit feel like we're closer to the goal. Maybe it does make that difference.
Yeah.
Maybe the corners are too far for some of them players. But yeah, I mean, we haven't scored many from corners this season. Well, we've scored for a long time, really. But I don't know, it could be a new routine, playing it short, feel like you're closer to the goal, because that's what I've noticed in the past couple of matches. Maybe crossing in from corners isn't always the answer. Maybe I've seen it many times where it has been a short corner and and then just played into the box there.
Absolutely. And even with the Davinson Sanchez goal, it wasn't a header; it was a strike.
Yeah.
So it shows you that when we're crossing it, we're not necessarily getting our heads on the end of it. We're just hoping for a lucky bounce, and it paid off that time, thankfully. Let's talk about Davinson Sanchez then and his goal. Do you think that's going to do him a lot of confidence now? I remember he scored 2 against Everton in the FA Cup, was it last season?
Yeah.
So yeah, what have you made of Sanchez? Do you think he's got bit more opportunity now under Conte?
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, you've got to remember, Davinson Sanchez signed for like, what, £42 million from Ajax. So, it's a lot of money, especially for a centre-back as well. And you want to see better from him. But yeah, I think with Sanchez there, I mean, now is the time for him to make an establish. Because I think under Mourinho, I don't think he was always first choice. Even under Nuno, I don't think he was always a first choice centre-back. It was like Dyer and Tanganga at one point. Then obviously, I think Joe Rodon was getting picked ahead of Sanchez as well. But I mean, there's a few question marks as well, possibly Sanchez even leaving. But now I think as long as he just sticks to the simple game and does well weekly, if he can get some goals as well, obviously that's a bonus. But yeah, as long as he's playing pretty well, then I don't see the reason to drop him.
I suppose Lucas is one of them players that has got to take his opportunity because the transfer window's come in. I think everyone knows Conte wants another centre back, and Romero was going to come back in January or February. So you would assume Sanchez would be the defender to make way over Dyer and Davis. Do you agree?
I think considering the squad, yeah. I mean, I'm surprised. A player like Tanganga hasn't really taken his opportunity. I feel like he hasn't really. I feel like that one game he had against Manchester City. Obviously, he was mad in the match then, but since then he's not been spectacular ever since. He's not been bad, he's not been terrible, but he's not been brilliant either. So I think yesterday at right wing back, Tanganga really did struggle there. So obviously both fullbacks were hooked off. If you noticed, obviously Reguilon went off because of injury, but just because he wasn't really that good yesterday. But yeah, I think some of these players have definitely got a chance. I think Sanchez is one of them. And I think if they want to stay and play and perform well, then now's the chance to do it. You've got yourself the top manager in Conte. Now it's time to impress. It's time to prove yourselves now.
It's funny, if you said this time last year, yesterday's lineup in the defence would have been Doherty, Sanchez, Dyer, Davis, and Sessegnon. You probably wouldn't bother going to the game. You'd be so fed up with that defence. But they done all right. What did you make of Sessegnon? I thought he looked a lot better. Obviously, the Moura game, hard to judge with the red card, but yeah, I was quite impressed with him. He got forward quite a lot.
I've been impressed with Sessegnon lately as well. I think, again, it's another player that Conte rates. And because other managers, I just felt like I just sort of left him like just in the background there, just sort of just come on as and when kind of. But I think Conte is quite serious about him. I think he's a player that he definitely rates, definitely likes as well. And he actually looks like a Conte's type of player. And I think eventually he'll start getting minutes ahead of Reguilon. It's tough, really, because, we always used to have this problem at right back where, we had Kyle Walker, Kieran Trippier, and I think probably one more right back as well. And it was like,
Walker Peters, maybe?
Which one? Walker Peters. I think there's someone along the lines of maybe DeAndre Yedlin.
Yeah.
And all that, you had all them choice right backs there. Now we've got it in left back. Now we've got Reguilon, Sessegnon, and Ben Davies as well. But I actually prefer Ben Davies as a left-sided centre back there. But if that carries on, I was saying yesterday actually, one left back who we let go in the summer was that Dennis Serkin. Now, could you imagine if he still at the club? Like it should still would have a selection headache at left back there.
Yeah, I'm not too sure how well he's getting on. That will be an interesting one to find out. We've got our first comment. Roy says Lucas has played 146 of 168 games, that sounds crazy. So he's not actually missed that many games.
He doesn't look the sort of fellow who does get injured a lot, and when he does get injured, he's only out for like a month with a muscle strain, if that. He's another solid looking player as well.
And maybe one of the reasons he doesn't get injured that much because he doesn't go on international duty. Unlike these so he's always at home. He pretty does get the rest compared to some players like Lo Celso's always travelling.
Yeah,
even Bergwijn, he does get picked now and again for Netherlands, so you can see where he gets his injuries. And we're finally with Norwich. Then another goal for Heung Min Son. Do you feel like Heung Min Son's coming back? Maybe not to his best form, but do you think he's starting to come into a bit of form now for Spurs?
I thought yesterday he was pretty quiet. I think again where he didn't get on the ball as often. I mean, in the first half especially, it just looked like he just didn't touch the ball as much. But second half, he grew into the game a bit more. But as you say, Tel, yeah, I mean, he's not exactly at top form just yet. I think, yeah, getting the goals, obviously, it does help. But maybe he's playing a bit more as a striker now because, Kane likes to drop deep and obviously leaves Son and Lucas up top to try and get the goals there. But yeah, I feel like he's gone off the boil like ever so slightly. So, but I think given time, though, if he gets more and more goals, I think we will see Sonny once again. He is someone who won't, I mean, I think I'd be a bit more concerned if Sonny was on a goal drought like what Harry Kane is at the minute. If he was on one league goal up until 14 matches in now, you'd be a bit worried about Sonny's form. But yeah, I think if he can carry on doing what he's doing, I mean, even if he does just have like a quiet game but still pops up with a goal, I'd be happy with it. But that's not the Sonny we know. We know the Sonny who can get involved, dribbles the ball, and creates something. So. Yeah, I just thought yesterday, first half, he was pretty quiet. I don't know what you make of it, Tel, but I just thought first half.
Yeah, no, I'll give you that. I know. I think in the first half, Norwich had like 61% possession. And
yeah,
I noticed it. I noticed Norwich had a lot of the ball yesterday, and we almost just let them have it. Because I think the difference is now with Conte is that we're a lot more comfortable not having the ball because I think everyone knows their job. Like Ben Davies knows the area he's got to stay. Where I think under Conte, Nuno and Jose, everyone was all over the place trying to cover each other. One thing what you said about Heung Min Son, who you know the Harry Kane chance where he tried to chip the keeper.
Yeah,
I think if that was Son, he would have dribbled that closer to goal, wouldn't he? And tried to.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Yeah, I reckon he would have done. To be fair, I don't think Sonny would have gone for the chip. I reckon, yeah, he would have. He probably would have gone round the keeper.
Yeah,
I think he's that type of player, But yeah, I think I don't think Sonny would have chipped it. So I think like you said, gone closer to the keeper, gone around him, and hopefully scored.
So well that's Norwich wrapped up. Overall, then a nice to win by 3 goals. I mean, we had that record about only winning by 1 goal for quite a while.
Yeah,
of course Brentford, but nice to see us scoring and keeping clean sheets. And of course, you need a bit of luck in football, but it was a strange feeling at full time because it wasn't an easy game, but the scoreline was quite flattering in the end. What's your summary of the game before we move on?
Yeah, well, I mean, fair play to Norwich. I mean, they never made it easy for us. I find that Norwich are one of those bogey teams for us. I remember when was it? We played them. When was it? A couple of years back. This is when Mourinho was first in charge. I think we went to Carrow Road it was around about Christmas actually. If it was a Boxing Day or the day after Boxing Day. And it was a 2-2 draw, and Norwich played quite well that day. And then, or was it they come to us on Boxing? I can't remember what it was.
I think you're right because I think Pookie scored to make it 2-0, but VAR ruled it out.
Yeah,
stupid. So I think they should have won that game, but we nicked
it. Yeah, they should have done really. And then we had them again in the FA Cup, and then they knocked us out on penalties.
And that was on Amazon Prime. That's documented for life.
I don't know. We just had strange times. I mean, even when we beat 2-1, I've just seen that comment, by the way. Get in there. We need Everton to win or draw tonight to keep us in 5th.
Yeah, I've not looked. I don't think Ollie says I don't think it was a 3-0 game. So yeah, of course I'm not watching the game. So yeah, anyone want to put the comments for the updates for the game, Everton Arsenal game, that would be really handy. But yeah, should we move on to Rennes on Thursday night? Another tough game, it seems.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah.
So we've got Rennes on Thursday night. There's a lot of what's the word? Permutations on how we are going to get through. The simple way to say how we are going to get through: Tottenham must keep a 2-goal advantage over third place of Vitesse. So if we win 1-0, but Vitesse win 3-0, we're out. We have to keep it by two goals. So Rennes are expected to rotate, but apparently they still want to impress against the Premier League side. I know a lot of teams do scout Rennes, and Rennes have of course got good players, and I think we've seen that already.
I think they won 5-0 at the weekend.
Yeah, exactly.
They beat Saint Etienne 5-0.
Yeah. So how are you feeling then going into the game? And tell me your thoughts on the Conference League. How do you actually feel about it now?
Well, I think well, for me it's I feel like some of these rotate. Well, I think Conte will rotate, but again, not fully. I think it'd just be like sort of half and half. But I think the rotated players who will probably come in. I reckon a player like Ndombele will start this one. I think Bergwijn will start. One or two others as well. I think Doherty might get a start as well. But I feel like some of these players now, it's your last chance to actually prove yourself, right? Because I think this competition. I mean, what we saw against Moura a couple of weeks back, they just didn't look interested. They really just couldn't care less about the competition at all. Just didn't look motivated. Maybe. I get the impression that they're not interested in that competition. I mean, yeah, it's not really a great competition. I know it's nice to be in a somewhat European competition and that, but I mean, I've got to a point now where if we lose and we get knocked out, so what? So be it. But if we do get through, then yeah, of course, it'd be nice and something to look forward to, like obviously for the new year and that. But I think if they're going to go far, if they do go into the competition like until February, the knockouts and all that, they've just got to act interested. They hopefully by then might have some new players, might take a shine to it. But I feel like it's the last chance for some of these players to step up now.
We've got Lask has returned to the stream. Thanks for tuning in again, Lask.
Hello, Lask.
We do remember you, mate.
Yeah.
So what do you feel? I know you said about you think Bergwijn maybe and Ndombele start. For me, I think if Tottenham want to go through and if Conte wants to go through, he starts Lloris. I think if he starts Galini, I don't think he cares about the competition that much because I'm not that convinced on Galini so far. What have you made of it?
Yes, same. I'm not overly convinced on Galini either. I mean, when we saw him early stages, he looked pretty decent. We thought, but I think, there's obviously talk about Hugo Lloris signing a new contract now, and we was under the impression that maybe Galini could be the new number one if he moved on. But do you know what? I think there are better backup goalkeepers than Galini at the minute. I mean, I don't know if you're going to talk transfers a bit later on, Tel, but one goalkeeper we could consider is that Sam Johnston from West Brom. He's going to be a free agent. Did play for England at one point as well, just before up there, and played quite well as well. I think for West Brom he done pretty well, but I think if he was in a better side, he'd probably see better potential from a player like Johnston. But yeah, Galini, I think he wanted to be number one. Really, I think he probably had it in his head. He could have had a chance to establish himself as a number one, but quite frankly, he's not been up to the standard. I feel. I mean, he's only on loan, so obviously we can send him back to Atalanta, which I feel could possibly happen.
I know that there is a clause in Galini's contract. Have you heard the clause?
What is it? 20 games he has to play to make it.
20 games. He ain't playing 20 games, surely.
So I think. Well, the only way he plays 20 games is if Hugo gets injured. But the thing is, I think I don't know if that's obligation or is it an option.
Yeah, I'm
not sure what it is. But if they don't want him, if they seriously well and truly want to send him back, then I'd say either sign a third choice goalkeeper in January or start Brandon Austin.
Yeah, well, like you said with Sam Johnston, you could probably get him on the cheap in January.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I don't know how that's going to work. Alaska said, I don't really want to speculate too much on this, but there's rumours on Twitter going about Tottenham have had a COVID outbreak in the club. So that the obvious ones would be Emerson and Brian Hill.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm not too sure what to make of that. But what do you think about that, Gaz?
Well, it's not been confirmed yet. I mean, it happened not too long ago when they said two unnamed players were tested positive, and then Spurs released a statement saying the positive COVID tests were actually false. So I think it'll be the same story. I feel like they'll return a positive test, but then they'll take it again and then realise it was false. So I don't know. I wouldn't buy not yet anyway. Not until anything's confirmed. So we'll just have to just leave that for now. Just take it with a pinch of salt. But yeah, nothing has been confirmed as of yet. Because I remember same story. It went on to Sky. Nothing's been mentioned on Sky yet. So I don't know. I don't think it's well, we'll see. I mean, if it's true, then yeah, obviously it's disappointing. But at the same time, we'll just take each day as it comes for now.
Yeah, I don't think we'll hear anything until Wednesday. I know Wednesday, by UEFA rules, the clubs have to have an open training session, like with the media. So they have to perform in front of the cameras. So
that's right.
So the media will show off who's actually in training. So we will know who's training, who's not.
Yeah.
But I think as Spurs fans, I think we know who we really don't want to get COVID. I mean, that first 11's like players like Ben Davis are important now to the system, and I think my dad said in the past, it's never the players that like aren't influencing the game, like Delhi. It's never Delhi, is it, or whoever? Doherty, exactly. But yeah, are you so with Rennes on Thursday night? What's your score prediction? Do you think we're gonna win?
Probably scrape it. But yeah, I think. Well, it depends what team he puts out, but I don't know. I probably can't see us winning. I don't know. I mean, yeah, we've sort of turned our form around a bit now, but it depends if the next string of players turn up, because what we've seen from them this season has not been good enough. So, but I think, like I said, I think it'll go half and half. But I think we can still get the job done. I think we can go for a win. But I mean, like I said, we've heard that Rennes could rotate as well. So, but then again, they'll want to finish on a high. So they'll want to finish. The top spot's theirs anyway, but they'll want to end it on a high. But I still think we get the job done. I'll go for a 2-1 win.
Yeah, so if we win 2-1, and then Vitesse win 3-0, I think they'd go through Vitesse. So, yeah, I'm not. It's going to be a nervy game. I'm going on Thursday, so I'm braving it on Thursday night. But I'm not sure how I feel about it right now. It's going to be another cold one, I think.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure about Vitesse and Moura, so I can't really say much about their team moves. I'm not sure how everyone's viewing it. I feel like these clubs are just happy to play Tottenham, try and beat Tottenham.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
because we actually are the biggest club in the competition aside from Roma. So if Vitesse and Rennes go through, I mean, it's unlikely they're going to play someone bigger than us unless they got like a Napoli or something from the Europa League. I'm not sure who's going to drop down from the Europa League.
No, I couldn't.
Can we still? Oh, Harry's in the chat. Harry's gone. Can we still win the title technically? Well, technically we can. Gary, what do you make of that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's probably about 12, 30, I don't know, 15 points from us in the top of the table, top in the league. Oh, yeah. If the results went our way and we went on a great run of form, then yeah, of course we could still technically win the title. But I don't know. If you were to look at it now, it'd be like no chance, because I think the top is more or less summed up. I think Tel's gone. Tell you back?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
You hear me?
Yeah, I think there's a bit of a delay.
Yeah, I think it's a delay. It'll come back. Lass says, to be honest, I want Tottenham to lose so we can focus more on the league, so we can actually get top 4. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I think this is why Arsenal have been doing okay, because they haven't had Europe. But yeah, I think at the end of the day, it's going to come down to the squads, the size of everyone's squads. And traditionally around December time, Tottenham tend to do all right in December. So yeah, it's going to be. Conte's got a tough job in his hands when it comes to rotating the squad. Gary, are you still here, mate?
Yeah, I'm still here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, just about. Yeah. You're all good. I was going to say, so I wanted to briefly mention, I mean, we've beat Brentford and Norwich. Do you feel Tottenham have actually turned the corner, or do you feel it's just been a kind run of fixtures for Antonio Conte?
Yeah, a bit of both. I think the fixtures have definitely been kind. Well, I don't know. I was saying this yesterday. There's no easy games anymore. I still think with Norwich yesterday, there was still a few things to be wary about. I mean, they come into that game in pretty decent form. What was it? 2 draws and a win since Dean Smith took over. So, new manager, new ideas and all that. And going forward, they weren't a bad side. I think what they lacked was just their shooting boots. One player in particular yesterday I was going to mention, actually, Max Aarons. Done quite a good job yesterday, I thought, from what I could see. I mean, we was linked with him at one point. Well, we was linked with him for quite a while. And I think rumours flared up again today saying we could sign him. But, I mean, that talk's been going on and on for a long time. But if he was to sign Max Aarons, would he get into the team? Would he fit into this team right now, considering when Emerson Royale's fit, Matt Doherty and Tanganga, does he get in ahead of any of them?
Yeah, I like Max Aarons, but I feel like he's a bit short. Like,
yeah,
I think that's the only problem. I think he's quite similar to Kyle Walker-Peters in a way, and it almost let him down.
Yeah,
so I do like him, but I'm not sure if he's the right answer. I don't know. One of my favourite defenders who played right back, ironically for Chelsea, was Ivanovic because he was just no nonsense.
Great. Yeah, he was. He was versatile as well. He could play right, left, centre, even holding midfielder. I think he could play as well. Yeah, he was brilliant. He was such a good player.
Yeah, and he always popped up with a few goals. I remember he was on. I think he was on loan at West Brom, was he last season?
I can't remember my head, but yeah, he was at Chelsea for many years, long time, and but yeah, he was a great player, really good.
Roy says if we win our game in hand, we are 7 points behind City. So everyone's getting carried away now.
Yeah, let's get fourth first. But the thing is, if that Burnley game went ahead last Sunday and we won the game, we'd be in the top 4 by now.
Yeah. So I think it's important just to get some wins on the and 3 points on the table.
I think. I think what's important now is just go on a decent run. Like I'm not saying win every single game because we're bound to slip up somewhere this month. Well, I hope I'm wrong, but you know we're Tottenham and it's bound to happen. But I think as long as we go on a decent run up until at least the January transfer market, because if things do go a bit wrong in January, we can just dip into the market, providing you know Conte has that power to dip into the market.
Yeah.
What I could hear from rumours, he has got money to spend, and I think he does have. Him and Paratici will have the power to invest.
Yeah. I know we've got Leicester away next Thursday, and then we've got Liverpool on the Sunday. So I think if we got 4 points out of that, I'd be very not for the league, but I'd be very confident going into for the rest of the season. So, what do you think of that tough period, Leicester and Liverpool?
Yeah, I mean, I think that'd be a real test. I think this week will be a real test. I mean, Brighton away. I mean, they've had a fairly good start to the season as well, so they're not going to be an easy side. Although saying that, apparently they could be without 9 players on Sunday. They've got massive injury list.
Yeah. I wrote the list down, so we'll come on.
One of them's Lewis Dunk, Adam Webster, Alzate, Trossard as well. Was stretched off.
Yeah.
I could go on. I think Shane Duffy picked up a yellow card. He's out through suspension.
Yeah.
The list literally just goes on and on. I know Welbeck's out. They've still got some good players in the team. I think Basuma's there. I think Joel Veltman was a doubt, actually.
Yeah, I've not heard about him lately. I know Tarek Lamptey's back. But let's wrap up the Conference League quickly then. So, did you say you said 2-1 Spurs, did you?
Yeah, I say 2-1 win.
And do you want to be in the competition still? Yes or no?
Only if the players look interested. I mean, if they put up a good fight on Thursday and they actually look like they're interested and look like they want to go for the competition, then yeah, I'd be all for it. But if they're not interested, then there's no point.
Yeah. I think it might be 2-1 Tottenham as well. But yeah. I don't know if we'll get through. I don't think we'll get through. I feel the test could do more 3-0, 4-0 maybe.
Yeah. I don't. That result when Moura beat Spurs, I think it'll give them a nice confidence. They probably think they'll fancy their chances against Vitesse. So, but like I say, I mean, I'm not overly bothered if we get knocked out of that or not. To be fair.
Yeah, well, let's see what happens then. So this could be our last game, talking about or previewing the Conference League. If we are getting knocked out, hopefully we don't have to talk about Conference League ever again, and we'll be talking about Champions League from next season. But who knows? So that's Conference League wrapped up. I'm going to go. We're both going for 2-1 Tottenham on Thursday night. Now let's move on to Brighton. Probably is the biggest game in the week. Brighton were on a good form, weren't they? And I think even last week that they nicked a point away at West Ham, was it?
Point at West Ham, and then they nicked a point at Southampton. So they've got 2 last-minute goals, really late goals. I believe their game against Southampton, it went into like 10 minutes injury time, and this is the injury to Trossard as well. So I feel like they keep creeping up with these late goals, and this is why it's so important to get like a 2-0, 3-0 goal cushion there. So because they are the team, they are the one who's going to creep up with a goal there.
Yeah, so you've almost got a full house on the injuries. Lewis Dunk, Shane Duffy, and Adam Webster all out injured. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure who they're going to play as centre back. I mean, they are the centre backs I remember that I'm familiar with. I've always been familiar with them three and Ben White, of course. So I'm not sure who will be playing centre back.
Well, Dan Burns still fit. I think Joel Veltman will have to fit in at centre back.
Yeah.
The left, I can't remember the left back is for them now. I think it is Shane Duffy in it, but obviously.
Cucurella.
Oh yeah, of course it is. Yeah, it's Cucurella. Yeah, so
yeah.
I think they play with three at the back. I can see it being a fairly defensive lineup, to be honest with you.
I think I'll just round off the other injuries. Adam Lallana and Danny Welbeck, but they're always injured these days, aren't
they?
Yeah,
to be fair.
And Trossard, one of your favourite players at the moment. You love Trossard, don't you? And then Alzate. But I feel like it won't be an easy game because Tariq Lamptey's back, and I feel he's quality little player, Lamptey.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, we were just talking about Max Evans there, but yeah, as you say, Tariq Lamptey, quality, but he's good, really good player going forward. He's one of the most dangerous right backs in the league at the minute, and but yeah, I still think they've got a fairly good enough team though. But I think it's just the defence that's just really in the right mess. But if you look at their attack, it is still fairly quality, still pretty good. And that's how Graham Potter's played this season. You know, he's made these players a bit more braver now. He's made them just bomb forwards and obviously try and score the goals and all that and just attack the opposition. But yeah, I think I think they have been the surprise package so far this season, Brighton. I mean, they were second, third in the league at one point.
Yeah, I know they're down to like 10th now, so they are slipping down.
They have points, yeah. I think we all knew that was going to happen because they're that sort of side. They do draw a lot of games. They just seem to draw so many games. And I remember we played at Brighton last season and obviously lost.
I can't remember the score. What was the score?
It was 1-0 to Brighton.
Yeah. I can't. Was this Mason or Jose?
I think it was Mourinho. Because I can't remember. I think it was Mourinho. Because remember them, it was Brighton didn't win a home game all season, but then they.
That was it. Yeah.
Shut up, and then they scored to win the game.
Yeah, I remember that. So yeah, this will be Conte's second away game for Spurs, is it, in the league after Everton? We drew 0-0 with Everton.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be an interesting judge of character. Yeah. So how do you feel we are going to get on there? And do you feel confident going into it now? Do you feel we've got a bit of momentum behind us?
Yeah, I'd say we've got the momentum, but I still think Brighton are going to challenge us still. I mean, obviously, I know they've got the injury list, but I think a couple of them players are doubts, not fully ruled out. I think some of them are doubts, but I still think Brighton's got the ability to upset there. But again, I still feel like we're capable of doing this. But again, let's just wait and see what the COVID cases are, because if they are two of our key players, then I think we're going to find it tough.
Yeah.
I mean, we looked at the Brighton's injury list. What was it, 8 or 9 players? We could be with about 7 or 8 ourselves if these COVID cases are true. But again, we just have to see how that pans out. But yeah, I still feel like we can definitely nick a result there. I feel like we've got the momentum on our side as well. We've got them wins as well. But maybe the players are starting to believe now. You know, I mean, everything's looking a bit more rosy in the league for us as well. I mean, what are we, 5th? And as it stands, we're 5th because Arsenal are drawing at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
If someone could give us an update on the score, at the minute, I think it's still 1-1 from what I could hear. So, but yeah, I still feel like we can get a result there. Tell, I don't know what you think, mate, but what do you make of that?
Yeah, it's still 1-1. I think it'll be a tough game. I don't know. I do hope to see a bit of a backbone from Spurs. Yeah, it's a tough one. I'm proud of how we've come together. It looks like they care a lot more. I think under Nuno, they really just stopped playing for him. It was very evident to see. But yeah. I think they are all really behind Conte. I think they believe in what he wants to do. I think Conte knows the players he trusts. I don't see a future for Ndombele or Dele Alli at Spurs. I feel like someone like Harry Winks has got more of a chance of staying at Spurs now over Ndombele and Dele Alli. I think just because he wants to learn, and if he's on the bench, I'm sure he'll want to come on and take his opportunity. What we didn't mention was, did you see Ndombele against Moura, where Sanchez give him the ball, and then Ndombele just passed it backwards instead of driving forward.
I think I did see that. Yeah, I did see that.
That's 60 million gets you when you're 1-0 down. What's the point? What is the point?
Yeah, so yeah. I mean, you say about Harry Winks. I mean, there are some players I feel like have got a chance because I did write down a list actually of players I'd like to see gone in January.
Yeah.
But I feel like there are players who I feel like have got literally up until the summer to prove themselves up until the end of the season, and I feel like Harry Winks is one of them now.
Winks is for the summer, 100%.
Yeah, Winks for the summer, but a player like Dele Alli needs to go in January. I mean, I would say Ndombele, but I can't personally see it. I think they will keep him until the summer because they spent a lot of money on him. Unless someone offers us like a juicy swap deal, I mean, if he goes like say Barcelona, I'd happily take someone like Coutinho.
Yeah, I mean, the age difference is the problem there, of course, but
I still think Coutinho is a good player for his age.
I think that is the only way we're going to get him out because I don't think a lot of people will be able to afford his wages and all the bonuses he would want. I don't know. I feel like he'd only want a top club as well. So maybe if he, I don't know. I don't even know if he would go Barca now in the position they're in.
I think if anything, I think it'd go back to France, and I think the only club fit for him there would be PSG. And I feel like we could swap deal with one of their players. I'd happily take someone like Julian Draxler.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. Would you believe Richarlison too?
Paredes, just someone like that. Just someone who ain't so much getting the minutes. I'd take Gini Wijnaldum.
Yeah, that'd be really good.
That would be a great. Yeah, I know he's only gone there in the summer, but I think it hasn't worked out for him. So, but then again, I can see a player like Wijnaldum actually going back to Newcastle.
Yeah, I can see that. Let's go quick roundup of the comments. Could you think this is a small chance for Ndombele and Dele Alli as most players are out? So I think Lassie's talking about if there's a COVID outbreak. But we don't know who it could be missing the game yet, so it's hard to say. But like I said, I don't think he trusts Ndombele and Ali. They've both played against Moura, didn't do anything.
Both poor, but both really static and lazy. And Dele, if he took a leaf out of say Harry Winks' book and actually really stepped up, then you'd say that Dele would easily be given a chance. The same goes for Ndombele as well. But I just feel I don't know. I just feel like I think there's a bit of what's the word? Like a bit more strictness at Tottenham now, and obviously Conte is taking football very seriously. Yeah. I've noticed Eric Dyer, Dele, both used to be really good mates when they were both at Spurs. Well, when they were early days, but I think it's more of a case Dyer's taking his football a lot more seriously now. Yeah, it's not Dele. So, but you can see Dyer's in the starting 11 almost every week. Dele can't even get onto the pitch.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds crazy saying it, doesn't it? But if anyone's going to get on the plane for Qatar next year, I think Eric Dyer's head and shoulders above Dele Alli, or who's going for England.
Massively, big time.
Richarlison apparently has had 2 goals chalked off by VAR. We haven't covered. I mean, I can't believe we haven't covered it yet. We haven't praised Oliver Skip after he's displaying against Norwich.
Better talk about him actually, yeah.
Yeah, what have you made of Skip? I mean, he got a lot of criticism on Twitter last week of saying not good enough, not ready. Spurs isn't his level. What have you made of him? I think Norwich yesterday, top draw. I mean,
yeah, he's solid. Even at Brentford the other day as well, he was brilliant. He's easily he's easily our best player this season. If I had to choose a player of the season right now, it would be Skip.
Yeah.
And you know what? I thought this earlier. You saying about Qatar at the World Cup. Could we see Oliver Skip at the World Cup next year? See the midfield. The top midfield player at the minute for England right now is Declan Rice.
Yeah.
Everyone's saying about how good Declan Rice is, for West Ham and for England as well. But I feel like Skip doesn't get a mention. But I feel like eventually, that could be the case. I think with the difference with the two is that Declan Rice scores goals. But if Skip gets a fair few goals, he's going to get recognised and a lot more notice. So, but I'll tell you what, one important thing about Skip, you've got to keep him happy, because if he goes the same path as, say, Harry Kane, he wants to move to a big club like Manchester City, or you don't match the ambition as what the club is, winning trophies and Champions League football and that, he won't stick around for long. So it's really important that you deliver for this boy, because he loves the club, loves playing for the club, but you've got to keep the ambition up as well.
Yeah, I think like you said about Declan Rice, the other player, almost a similar mould as well, is Calvin Phillips. So
yeah,
and he's really, I mean, he's on top form for England, of course. Not putting up trumps as much with Leeds, but all the England players aren't on top form for their clubs right now.
No.
What was in the cover? What was I going to say? But Skip, he's trying to play that killer pass a lot more now, a lot more forward thinking. He did put I think it was a Brentford game, wasn't it? He put Harry Kane through 1-on-1, so he could have registered an assist there.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
So yeah, he's definitely trying. FA Cup or Lloris New Deal? What should we talk about?
We still need to cover Brentford, don't we?
Was that this week?
Well, it was
last week.
Well, it was meant to be. Yeah, it was. What was it? Thursday.
Yeah, I've gone Brentford. You can start with the Brentford. Cool.
Start with Brentford. All right. So, but yeah, that was a good result there against Brentford, 2-0. I knew it weren't going to be an easy game because they've had a pretty decent start to the season as well. And I feel like that result there was a decent one. It was fair. It was still tough there. Again, same as what I said yesterday with Norwich. It wasn't as plain sailing, and it was the same for Brentford.
Yeah.
You know, with Brentford, they've had a couple of good results this season already. So yeah, but I think they're loving life in the Premier League at the minute, and obviously just taking each game as it comes. But yeah, I mean, credit to them. Decent side. They are good. I think they've got a good manager, a good squad, and all that. But obviously on the day we was too strong for them. And as you say, well, Oliver Skip, another brilliant game from him as well. I think the defence was good that day. What's your take on it, Tel?
Yeah, I feel like December time, these the newly promoted squads are going teams are going to struggle a lot more with the rotation. I think that they are going to fatigue a little bit. So
Well, I was going to say you say that, but in the Championship they play a lot more games than us.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Yeah.
So should be something they're used to, if anything. I mean, they're playing less games in the Premier League, and they sort of don't, because they play Wednesdays pretty often. Actually, we don't see it as much in the Premier League anymore.
Yeah, that's really true.
But I feel like, but yeah, I just feel like it's something they should be used to. Maybe it's just the physicality of the Premier League. You know, you go up that one level and you're there for a challenge. Yeah. Challenge is what you're going to get.
Yeah. I was quite disappointed with was it Mbeumo, the winger?
Yeah, Mbeumo, yeah.
I'm a big fan of him, but I was quite disappointed. I mean, I'm happy we won, of course, but I thought he could have performed a bit better. Good delivery from, I can't remember who crossed it in, but Ben Davies tried to get his head on it, and it was quite a lucky goal for us, wasn't it? But yeah. Davies was in the right place, and who got the second? Sonny got the second, was it?
Second, yeah.
Yeah, brilliant play that for the second goal, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was good. Yeah.
But yeah, I think was it Skip give it to Kane, and Kane spread it out wide to Reggie. But that's what I think that was a prime example of Conte's football. You know, wide play, and then just quick breakaway, and yeah, but really happy to get back-to-back wins. It feels
brilliant. Back-to-back wins, back-to-back clean sheets, and yeah, and obviously up in getting high as we can in the Premier League now. So hopefully that carries on, and we just get higher and higher.
I mean, with the opposition, these are must-win games because of the tougher opponents we do have coming up. So
yeah,
I mean, you can't take anyone for granted. So winning, I mean, just winning is a habit, and if we are winning, you can't complain. Let's cover the FA Cup quickly. Then we've been drawn at home this evening to Morecambe at home. So happy with the draw, Gary, or did you want one of the big boys?
No, I was happy with the draw. I think it's nice to get a so-called lesser, smaller club in the competition there. But no, I think for the Morecambe lot, it'd be a nice day for them. Obviously, they get to go to the new stadium for the first time. A trip to London as well, because I think they're up in Lancashire, is it?
I can't tell you, mate. I can't tell you.
I think they're by the seaside. That's what they're called, the Shrimps, aren't they? So I think they're by the seaside. But yeah, I think it'd be a good day for them, obviously for the players as well, and for the club. You know, so they'll be looking forward to it for sure. I would have fancied an away trip though. I think it's always just a nice tradition to go away in the FA Cup early doors. The third round. I mean, you get like go up north somewhere. You could end up going to Wales or somewhere. I remember we drew Newport in the FA Cup away actually, and we went to Newport.
Yeah,
and, it was a good day, good weekend there in Wales. But yeah, I think we had 2 Welsh teams that year. We had Newport and then we had Swansea away.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, I think it was the same season. Yeah, and we went to both. Went to Newport and then went to Swansea. So no, it's just really good trips in the FA Cup there. And I think one of our followers, Ads, he went to Tranmere at that time.
7-0? Was it 7-0?
Yeah, it was 7-0. Yeah, so obviously Tranmere's basically not far from Liverpool.
Yeah, and of course we had Marine last year. So
Marine, they're from Liverpool as well, Merseyside as well as it goes. So
yeah, so with the FA Cup, then of course we know Pochettino never liked to prioritise it, so never give it a real bash. Even though he got us to 2 FA Cup semi-finals, and he still didn't go full strength. He played Michel Vorm in the semi-finals. He played Son at left wing back. Do you think Conte will do the same, or do you think he's going to take this one seriously?
No, I think he'll take this one seriously. He's won it before. He's won this competition before, so he knows how to win it. That's for sure. So I think he'll take all these competitions seriously. He's that sort of manager. He'll take the league seriously.
Moura Gray has just scored in the 92nd minute for Everton.
You are joking.
I've got live score on. So 93rd minute, Moura Gray.
Oh, that's unbelievable. I wasn't expecting Everton to get a result tonight. They have been really poor.
I can't believe that.
Hold on, if that is true, that's brilliant.
I'll keep this in the tab in the corner. Oh. So a nice FA Cup tie. How much is Daniel Levy going to charge Tottenham v Morecambe?
What do you reckon? 30 quid? Is that being generous?
30 quid. Yeah.
I think kids would be about. I don't know. It depends because I remember we played Wimbledon early doors in the FA Cup, and that was at Wembley, and he never sold out. He never sold out the top tier of that. It was just mainly the bottom. So I don't think it's going to be the same for Morecambe, would it? I mean, obviously they get what is it?
10%.
10%. Yeah. So they're going to have about 6,000. 6 point. What is it?
Yeah, a lot of the north lower.
Yeah, it's going to be 6,000 away fans there tonight. But like I said, it's going to be a great day for them. So they'll be up for it. But yeah, I don't know what Levy would charge. He probably charge top end price like he always does. Probably 30 quid, 40 quid. I think kids will probably go for about 25. He'd do a family package for about 65, 70 quid.
Yeah.
If we get money worth. But yeah, well, I'll be happily paying it if I know we're going to go all the way. So, and
if we get some plays in January,
yeah, of course, yeah, that's important. But yeah, got to get some players in as well. So, but no, it'd be a good draw anyway. So I look forward to it. I might be going to that one as well. So just be a nice FA Cup day out, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I always love the FA Cup. I try to go every FA Cup game I can. If they're at home or away, I'd always try and get a ticket.
Yeah.
I went to United and Chelsea FA Cup semi-finals.
Yeah.
When was at the Torch, just brilliant days out there. Just never get over the line. But so good singing all the songs, Aussie's Dream, and Spurs on the way to Wembley. Just best time being a Spurs fan.
Yeah, one thing I don't quite agree with though, having a semi-final at Wembley and then having the final at Wembley again. Don't quite agree with it.
Yeah, I get that. Ollie said 2-1 Everton. He's a bit late, Ollie. Last minute, Moura Gray. We've got 5 minutes before we wrap up. Hugo Lloris reportedly in talks for a new deal. Good decision. Do you think we need another year of Hugo?
I'd say so. I think at the minute, I mean, it might be crazy to say, but I genuinely believe he's irreplaceable at the minute. They're only a keeper. I think he's good. I know he has his moments. I think all keepers have their moments. But what you got to remember as well, the Premier League does get harder and harder every single year. So I said this the other day. Trying to keep a clean sheet. Trying to keep a streak of clean sheets is hard. It's really hard, but because goalkeepers are judged on their clean sheets and all that stuff. But when you go to a match and watch these goalkeepers make world-class saves and all that, it's that's how they should be judged. If they're good shot stoppers, reliable, and that. But so, they make the mistake. They're prone to making mistakes, and we've seen Hugo Lloris do that many a times. But no, I think a contract extension would be great. I think obviously Conte coming in could really help him settle as well. I mean, he's been at Spurs for such a long time now. He definitely deserves a testimonial. He will get I think he's been here for 10 years now, isn't he, Tel?
Yeah, it must be.
Yeah, or 9. I don't know how long, 9 or 10 years, but he's been here such a long time. Yeah, so you get a testimonial, but again, it just depends if he fancies it or not. Maybe he does want to go back to France or maybe move on elsewhere, because there has been talk about it. But no, I think genuinely speaking, he's fairly happy. He's pretty happy here. His family looks settled as well. So yeah, I think keeping him here would be key.
I mean, there's so many great players that have come to Tottenham, spent a lot of their career at Spurs and won nothing. Players like Dembele, Eriksen, Vertonghen, Alderweireld, Kyle Walker, Danny Rose. But Lloris is one of the last ones left, and I feel like this season is quite a good opportunity with the Carabao Cup, and of course the FA Cup, to maybe just win that trophy. If he did that, I would be more than happy with that if we won a trophy with Lloris this season, and then if he wanted to move on. But I'd love to win a cup with Lloris. Just the thought of Lloris, the captain, lifting the trophy would just be tears in my eyes, whatever the trophy is,
even if it is the Europa Conference League. But I mean, he's won the World Cup with France before, and let's be real, the World Cup's the biggest trophy in the world, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I mean, you could win the Champions League, Premier League. It won't come close to the World Cup. But yeah, you just want to see him win a trophy with us. It'd be nice. I think he's only won the Audi Cup, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think even Sissoko lifted that, didn't he?
Yeah, Sissoko lifted it, and Paolo Gazzaniga saved us in the penalty.
Yeah.
Do that.
All right, let's wrap it up then with some transfer news. We've been linked today with Ousmane Dembele from Barcelona. Apparently he's running down his contract, so it could be a free transfer in the summer. What would you make of that one? For me, very injury prone. I'd really want to avoid it. He could be a top player. Very good on FIFA, as everyone will say, but not for me. He's not the type of player we should be looking to get, especially another winger. Gaz, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, completely agree with you there. I believe he can play as a striker, though, can't he?
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, not for me. I mean, I think when he signed for Barca, I mean, he went for big money. What was it, 120, 130 million pound? Like, he went for a lot of money, probably a bit more. But I see Everton have just won, by the way. Lovely.
Yeah.
But I think when he signed for them, he played for them, and then he was injured for a long time, 6 months or something like that. He spent a lot of money.
All the time injured. Time.
No, not for me. I'm fed up with signing players who keep getting injured all the time. Injury-prone players and that. And I'd give this one a miss. I'd give Dembele a miss. I mean, will we live to regret it? Maybe, but at the same time, I think we've got to do what's right for us in this present moment. But I think Ousmane Dembele, no. I mean, if you talk about Moussa Dembele, yeah, I'd have him back in a heartbeat. But Ousmane Dembele, not for me. Not at this moment in time, anyway.
I think we've mentioned it before on the show about signing Premier League players. I think that's what we need to do. I'm sure you'd prefer like Trossard over Dembele.
Yeah, but yeah,
I'd Maximan myself over Dembele. But what do you think?
Yeah, I think signing a Premier League player, proven player, would be the real deal for me. I feel they know the league, they know it, like the back of their hands, and they've been in for a good long time. But Dembele, I don't know. I just feel like it could be another Ndombele. Someone who just can't settle into the Premier League. I mean, great potential, great player in that, but at the same time, you want someone who's going to be ready to go, someone who's going to be in the mood for a game of football in the Premier League. And quite frankly, I don't think Ousmane Dembele is going to be that type of player.
Yeah, and especially these Conte training sessions, with Dembele's hamstrings or whatever is wrong with him, his knees, his quads, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I feel like he's too fragile a bit. I think he's worse than Lamela for injuries. It's Dembele.
He's out injured now. He's out for 4 months with a shoulder injury.
Yeah, incredible.
People were saying like we was mad for selling Lamela, but look, I think I read somewhere in the space of like 3 seasons, he made 34 appearances. That's like virtually a whole season in 3 years.
Yeah.
That's not good enough. I'm sorry, it's not. You can't keep signing. I mean, yeah, he had the passion, and he had, he loved the club. He definitely wanted to try. He was a bit like, you could say, he had the same attitude as Harry Winks. Someone who really wanted to stay and do that. But at the same time, the injuries just let him down, and we don't want players like that, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I think the problem with Lamela is when you really, really need him, he's not there. You're like, where is he? He's not on the bench, and then you're like, where is he? And then there'll be a tweet like 5 minutes before kickoff. Lamela misses out with so and so.
A groin problem. Yeah, but that groin problem goes on for months and months.
Yeah, and then with international duty and all that, it's just never worked. But and we're going to wrap it up there then. We've got through quite a lot tonight. Happy days with Spurs, back-to-back wins. No goals conceded with Brentford and Norwich. I think it's going to be a tough week with Brighton and Rennes. But yeah, I mean, a lot of football to play this week. I'm not sure how it's going to go knowing Spurs and with the news with the COVID outbreak. We'll find out more about that in the next 24 hours or so. Anything else to add, Gaz, before we wrap up?
Nothing at the minute. Just leave it there for now. And obviously, when we talk, hopefully, we're talking about our Europa Conference League journey, going into the last 32 or the playoffs or whatever it is.
Let's hope so.
And hopefully, we'll be top 4 by next weekend. Just depends how West Ham get on.
Exactly. Lovely stuff. Anyway, thank you for joining in, everyone. We're back here, of course, next Monday, 9 p.m, where we'll hopefully be talking about advancing in the Conference League and stuffing the Seagulls. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. And we'll see you next Monday. See you later. See you later, guys.
Cheers. Bye.